All right, air signs. Doing a general love reading for the air signs today. Okay, I'm going to get started right away. Um, I will be doing an extended, as it's a general reading. It may not resonate for everyone, but I will be doing an extended on the connection part of the reading. So if you do relate to it, then the information for that's in the box below. All right, so we're going to start with your energy. Air sign. Let's see where you're at. Now this is your person's energy. And this is the energy of the connection, which is the one I'm going to be doing the extended reading on. Okay, so let's take a look at your energy. So, I will be, as I say, clarifying, and I also will be drawing some oracles on this from the universe. Okay, so we've got the Tower going on here, Six of Swords, and the Chariot. So it looks like, air signs, there's some definite movement towards, there's some definite passionate kind of change and movement happening for you. You've got the Tower on you now and the Six of Swords. So I kind of feel this, they're working in conjunction with each other to kind of break down some old kind of foundations, old belief systems, that kind of thing, so that you can continue to navigate through towards where the Chariot is taking you, which is towards a connection, okay? Then we've got the Two of Swords showing up here. So making some decisions and choices, because it looks like commitment is upon you. This looks like almost a marriage card, air signs, like a commitment for sure. And it's a different commitment. It's different for you because this is about making some choices and decisions. And it's based on, because you're in between, as I said, the Tower breaking down some of your old ideas and foundations and what you thought marriage was, what you might have thought love was, who you thought you were, what you believed, that kind of stuff. And then we've got the Hangman. So this has taken a while. It feels like you've been in kind of a suspension, even though the Chariot's there. So it is definitely, passion is building here to move into your life. But it's like the decision is also based because the perceptions are shifting as the Tower is breaking down things. Your whole perceptions and your whole way of viewing marriage and commitment is shifting, and therefore the decision will, shift as well. So taking your time to make this decision is what I see here, as these processes are happening. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. Now, these queens, don't forget, do not represent a male or female. So this is more of a, principle, a feminine and masculine principles, not the people. So it's interchangeable. So if you're a guy watching this, don't think that this is like a woman wanting. Could be either. So we've got the Queen of Swords showing up here now. So we've got the Death card and the Nine of Swords. So really doing a lot of processing here because something has ended and a new birth is now here, a rebirth. So with this rebirth and with this kind of process going on, and with you moving towards commitment and marriage and love, what I see here is putting a lot of thought into it, like being very discerning. And a lot of processing of the past, like pain and maybe things that, were built on the old foundation. And now when you look at them from where you are now, you go like, oh, God, I don't want to do that again. Or, that kind of processing, mental processing. So because this is the new rebirth, then as I said, a lot of mental processing in this creating of the new path, or the rebirth part. And then we've got the Page of Swords showing up here. So really paying attention. And we got the Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So this is awesome. So it's really paying attention to, as you're processing, as you're working through past stuff, as you're eliminating some of the stuff that's stuck in you, and as the Tower, as I said, is breaking it down, you're really paying attention to the messages that come out of this. So new thoughts, new ideas, maybe something somebody says, maybe you meet somebody and they say something like that. So really paying attention before you take the next step. So being very observant, processing it through your intuition as well, and really moving towards being on your path in terms of love and in terms of heart-centeredness. Okay? So that's your story, so to speak, okay? Now we've got their story. So they're on this path. I feel like they're already on a path moving towards this kind of state of victory where they already recognize what they are, what they want, not who they want, because they're still riding towards it. But definitely a lot more self-consciousness, self-awareness here going on with your person. So this is the beginning of this connection being brought into to bringing the two of you together. Okay, is through this transformative process. So you kind of transforming to catch up in a way to where this person's at. All right, and I don't mean that they're ahead of you in a normal kind of way, but what I do mean is that they are, they already have the magician on them, so they've gone through a lot of transformation, and they have that to offer now, and they're clear about what their path is and where they're going. So then, and you're getting there. You're definitely getting there with this Page of Swords and Queen of Swords showing up here, and starting to see where it's heading, and then being on your path here, the Queen of Wands. So they're on their path, but I do see you also being on your path at the end of this. And then you've got the Page of Wands showing up there, and the Hierophant, and the Knight of Swords. So they're kind of waiting, the same as you're waiting to see what manifests or what shows. They're waiting as well. So they're watching you, watching them, watching you, right? So we kind of see that happening where you're actually watching each other, but then watching your lives too, and seeing, is this moving towards me? Is this where I want to go? Is this my true connection? Is this my commitment? Is this what I want? So they're watching to see what comes out of that, because that's what they're moving towards. They are moving towards that kind of commitment here, for their truth. And if this is a true, relationship connection, they're ready to go on it. They're ready to move on it. Then we've got the Three of Cups showing up with the Justice card and the Five of Swords. So they are pretty open right now in terms of putting away a lot of their kind of fantasies and defenses and things like that. So I kind of feel like at this play that it's what they got, what they asked for. They wanted to remove their blocks just as much as you did here, so that you could move through things. As I say, you've got the Tower on you. Well, they kind of have too, in terms of being able to not feel defensive and not feel like, and feel like they're really making a serious, that the universe has brought them something that's beyond where they were before. Okay, right. So then we got the Temperance card, we got the Five of Pentacles, and we got the Eight of Swords. So they're going, they know what's missing in their life. They do. They know what's missing, and they want it, and that's what the Eight of Swords is about. And Temperance is about them taking, taking their time, figuring things out, looking to see if you fit, if creates that balance that they want, and that kind of passion and that kind of connection that they want. So I see these as being really, you're both on the same path at the same time in processing and moving towards each other. Okay, so that's what I see here. So the Hermit, right, so that kind of tells me that you've both been on the path at the same time, and you've both met each other, and you both found each other because you're both on the path. And both of you have gone through creating the kinds of values and what you now feel and is essential to be in a relationship, to be in this connection. And that's where I think you guys meet, is that you've both done the work kind of thing on your own, and then lit up your path and guided each other towards it. And both of you have been through a lot. Both of you have had, kind of a past of, being hurt and heartbroken, but both are optimistic and reborn and ready to move into, an emotional relationship again, because the strength that's been given to both of you to this connection has come from both of you having done your work and being willing to do that and be willing not to take the stuff from the past with you. Okay. Then we've got the Knight of Cups. So I feel like love is definitely coming to both of you. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Judgment card. There's a rebirth here in terms of, this feels like a really secure, stable connection emotionally. Okay. And I feel like love has come and found its place with both of you. One of you through, knowledge and stuff that you've accumulated and getting ready for, and the other one almost through vision or a kind of dream or some message that was given. And that's what I'm thinking, that this Judgment probably relates over here to you, and the Queen of Pentacles relates to the person. Now this isn't male or female, remember. So the Queen of Pentacles relates to the person because they are coming from having developed the strong kind of feminine nature of the relationship. And for you, I think you've gotten that message as the Page of Swords, waiting before they make the move, because the past, is over. So both of you, so love is coming to both of you because both of you are ready for it. Eight of Pentacles. Now it's just a case of action. It's a case of figuring that out, moving towards commitment, and leaving the past behind. So I'm just going to draw one more card here. The new cycle begins. All right, that's why I see it, air signs. So the connection looks good. I'm just going to draw a card, and we've got the Stag here. So this is about pride and leadership. So what I see here is that the Stag and the pride and leadership is in both places, and both calling in their counterparts, which is the Stag is calling in, its mate. And I kind of feel that's what's going on here. It's like both people are single, both people are ready, both people have done their work, and both people are calling the other person in because it's the beginning of the new cycle, and it's about commitment, and both have done their work, so they know what their values are. They're both leaving the past behind. Yeah, awesome. It looks really good. I'm going to do an extended reading on that to see where that leads now for the connection, but honestly, I like it. All right. I will see you in the extended, which, as I said, the information's below, or I'll see you next week. All right. Air signs.